How's it going, everyone? So the Majora's Mask PC port came out a few weeks ago, but yesterday the Ship of Harkinian version released, so it's finally available on PC, and I've been playing it a little bit, taking a look at some of the different features, and I thought I'd make a short little video showing what you can do, at least in the version 1.0. There's not a lot here yet in comparison to what you'll get in something like Ocarina of Time's Ship of Harkinian version for right now, but you have a few options that you can do. You can see it's clearly in widescreen, and I've adjusted the HUD quite a bit. So you can obviously adjust your audio settings. You can go up to whatever resolution you want. I've got it at, I think this is 2 times my monitor resolution, so you can kind of set it to whatever you want. We can go ahead and just lower it. See those nice pixels on Link, but why would I want that? I want it to look nice and smooth. So you can have your multi-sampling, anti-aliasing, change your frame rate all the way up to 360, but I only have a 75 Hz monitor, so I'm down here playing at 75 and fixing any jittering if you want. I guess there's no Vulkan support yet, because I would want to see Vulkan here, I guess. VSync, and you got your texture filtering. So there's just a few changes here and enhancements that you might really be curious about. There is a free roam camera, much like Ocarina of Time. You can adjust the sensitivity of it, so no more just having to use, you know, this to look around. When it comes to cutscenes, you can do a few things. You can skip the title screen. You can also skip the intro sequence where you have to run through the forest with Skull Kid and whatnot. And you can just immediately start as Deku Link in Clock Town if you want to start a fresh save, but you do still have to play the first 3 days. So the story cutscenes and the miscellaneous interactions don't seem to do anything yet, so this would include cutscenes like the one with Skull Kid over here when you're first going to the Southern Swamp. Right, yeah, Southern Swamp. You know, there's a little cutscene on the tree over here. You can't skip that yet if you want to. Saving's probably the biggest thing that is in the game right now. You can now save from the pause menu. Much like in Ocarina of Time, when you would hit B out of the pause menu, you could save your game. I don't know how this works in dungeons yet, as I've only played up to the Deku Palace. But you can, you'll be sent back to Clock Town when you reload the save, which I'll show real quick here, I guess. Once you reload, like I said, you'll be back at South Clock Town, so this can be kind of annoying if you know, just wanted to stay where you are. Even being somewhere like a grotto, I actually exited from the Magic Bean Grotto when I stopped playing last to record this, so you'll always end up back here. But it's still a nice feature. There is auto-saving as well, should you want that, which you can set the time interval yourself every couple minutes, so I can turn it on. It'll save every minute or every hour, whatever I want. Then we've got just some stuff you can do involving time cycles. You can keep your bottle contents, rupees, and consumables going into your next cycle. So, you know, normally Majora's Mask will take your rupees and like your Deku Nuts and stuff when you reset. You can turn that off, and you can also keep the Razor Sword. Now, what is this? I don't know this one. I don't really know what this one does, honestly. With dialogue, you can have a faster text speed. Not really too many options here yet. Same with the D-pad. You can just have it to equip items, so I can use the D-pad to play the ocarina and whatnot. Much like Majora's Mask, or not Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time's PC port, or the, how the Redux patch allows you to have some items, but I think the Redux patch limited it to just the Transformation Mask in Ocarina. Couple fixes on, which is just these two, so these are just crashes that would happen on glitches, I think, and then you can just have your ammo count colors get fixed. Graphics, not too many options here. You can actually have a full text clock, so we can have this if you want that. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the original clock style here. You also change it to be 24 hours if you want to, so we're at 12:33, and once this rolls over to 1 o'clock, it'll stay at 13 hours. But motion blur, you can have that on if you want. then this is just from the menu screen, I think. I'm not sure what this one does. And you can have a bow reticle. I haven't gotten to the bow yet, so I don't know what the reticle looks like, but if you've ever had trouble with aiming in the game, this is kind of nice to have. Fast transformations. Go on ahead, put on the Deku mask. You don't have to sit through the cutscene. You turn this off, you know, the cutscene will play like normal, but turn on those fast transformations. Pierce Deity anywhere, you know, that's pretty cool. It's a glitch you could have done in the original game. I think it's in the original game. You could do it in the 3DS version for a while. But you can use Fierce Deities anywhere and turn off a Blast Mask cooldown. One feature I've seen people requesting is a Giant's Mask anywhere. That'd be pretty cool, but it's not here yet. You can always win the dog race if you don't feel like waiting on getting the Mask of Truth or playing that. And you can also play as Cafe, so if we go ahead and turn this off and... Oh, hi. I think we'll have to reload, actually. That's probably why. Wait, did I turn it back off? Let's see. I should probably turn it back on, and then we'll hit the reset button again. Let's see what we get. That looks a lot better. I just got some duck feet. But yeah, you can play as Cafe if you want to have two cafes. It's pretty cool. And then we've got climb speed can be increased on vines and ladders, much like in the original Ship of Harkinian. This is one of the few quality of life features you're really going to get right now, but it's still probably one of the better ones to have in the game. And then just a couple of glitch restorations if you want to do that. I think these are all from Ocarina of Time. So you can do Infinity Sword, side rolling, power crouch, which I think is like when you like stab behind your shield. And I don't remember what this one is. You can also have D-pad Ocarina, so if you like playing the Ocarina with the D-pad, I quite like it in this version, especially since my C buttons are on random stuff. So the D-pad Ocarina is quite nice. Then you can get, you know, the faster inputs, because like I'm probably losing a few inputs if I do this, but you can hear more sounds now with this on. You can also bring back the Sun Song, so if we go ahead and play this. Sun Song was not in Majora's Mask, but it was left in the game's code, and this will basically act like the Song of Double Time, I think. So it's a slightly faster Song of Double Time since you don't have to sit through as much of a cutscene, I think. And then there's the HUD editor, which just showed up on my other monitor for some reason. So the one thing that I can't seem to be able to do yet is adjust the color. This really only shows their color. I assume this is a feature that will come at a later date. But you can adjust the scale of your HUD items if you want to. I've got mine currently set to 0.65, and I think it looks pretty nice. You can move them around on screen. Get that back to where I had it, about right there, I think. I like having it like this personally, but it's nice that you can kind of move around the HUD, customize it as you want. The one thing I've noticed is the magic meter, when you adjust its scale, as you can see, the bar's a little off. It shouldn't look like that. If I go on ahead and set its scale back to about 1.0, it'll look normal. And then it just kind of sticks out a little bit once you start getting to around below 0.7 on the scale, which is unfortunate for me. So hopefully that's fixed somewhat soon. You might also notice the hearts are a little misaligned, like between hearts 2 and 3, there's a bit more distance, but that just comes from adjusting the scale, where maybe you shouldn't a little bit. Either that or it's just there already and really, really hard to tell, and I've never noticed it, but let's get that back to where it was. Yeah, it's really nice how many things you can customize with the HUD. As you can see, I have the B button just completely hidden because I don't really need it too often. I know what those do, and you know, I like having just the items showing. The big one for me is having stuff like the rupees and the timer more out of the way. So like, you can have the Skull Kid timer when you're encountering Skull Kid at like the end of the first 3 days, or just during the Carnival of Time. But then the 3-day clock you can kind of put wherever you want it to be. So I can move it all the way to the bottom right corner if I wanted to. I could have it in the bottom left if I want. That's actually not too bad. Kind of like that one, honestly. But you know, keeping it nice and in the center. I like that you can adjust the scale of this too, keep it a little smaller. It's just really nice to have all that screen real estate, honestly. But the HUD editor is probably the nicest thing that you have in this version so far that you can't get with the other port. And then just a couple cheats if you want them. Like we can moon jump. Is this not L? Oh, there we go. Forgot what I had on L. Whee! Unbreakable Razor Sword is probably one of the coolest ones if you like the look of the Razor Sword, but just don't like how it always broke. And then just a couple of developer tools that you can use. Like we could do anywhere in the game, really. So set warp point. I don't know how you actually use this. I haven't really used the debug stuff at all, but yeah, that's most of the features you're really going to get right now. Some of the things that people seem to want but aren't in here yet are gyro aim. That's not available quite yet, but it has been confirmed in the Discord. They're working on it, and it's definitely in the features list. This is very much a 1.0 release right now, so there's not too many of the features that you can get in Ocarina of Time yet. So there's no texture pack support. If you wanted to play with something like Narrow's HD texture pack, you can't do that quite yet, although most likely there will be support for that kind of stuff in the future. How long in the future, I don't know, but that's probably at the top of my personal bucket list too, is for that and gyro aim. Those are probably the two big things. I mentioned the Giant's Mask Anywhere and any other small feature, not going to be here yet. So if you wanted just some other quality of life changes or whatnot, you're not going to be able to get those yet. So it's still pretty simple, but honestly, it's still already well on its way to being a great way to play Majora's Mask, or if not the best version. I would say right now that the two PC ports, the other one with the recompiler, you might be getting a bit more, since that already has gyro aim and stuff, but we'll see how this one develops as well, because I fully expect, like with Ship of Harkinian, we're going to get a lot of features at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to make a short video showing some of the cool little features you can do in this new release of Majora's Mask. If you wanted to see what some of it was, and maybe you didn't know it was out, well, now you know. Hope you have fun with it. It's pretty simple to download. Oh, hi, Sakon. All you gotta do is go to the Discord. You might be able to just get straight to the GitHub page. If I can find the GitHub page again, I'll put a link to it in the description. You will need a version 1.0 ROM. It doesn't matter if it's the GameCube or N64 one, so you'll have to find that on your own, but just drag and drop it into the folder where Ship Harkinian is, or Ship 2 Harkinian, there we go. And it'll detect it. You run the I don't think it's an exe in there. I don't remember what the file type is. Let me actually pull that up. Let's see here. It is going to be the it is just the exe application, my bad. Yeah, so it'll just be called Ship. It's an exe. You run that with the ROM in your folder that you extract, and it'll just compile and run, and you're in the game. It's as simple as that. So yeah, just wanted to make this quick video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.